This video will have a little bit of a different structure than you usually see on my channel. No unboxing and no first impressions today. That's because when presented with the possibility of affiliation, I want to try products first to find out if I can recommend it in good conscience. With that being said, this video was made possible by Techart, who reached out to me to review their Leica M to Nikon Z Mount Adapter, product code TZM-02. Spoiler, the affiliate link is in the description because I actually approved this product, but please watch the entire video first before considering whether or not this is a good product for you. So what is the TZM-02? As I mentioned earlier, this specific model is a Leica M to Nikon Z Mount Adapter, but I don't own any Leica M lenses, so Techart was nice enough to send me a Mitikon Zhongyi, I looked up how to say that, 50mm f.95 Speedmaster. This adapter is special because it allows you to autofocus with manual focus lenses. That is super cool, and I'll be damned, it works. Manual focusing works by turning a focus ring to move lens elements forward and backwards, so Tecart's TZM-02 bypasses this by using an extendable bayonet powered by 4 radially positioned motors that move the lens back and forth instead of having to turn the focus ring. My Techart correspondent admits that the autofocus performance will never beat a native mounted autofocusing lens, as the entire lens has to move rather than a few elements within a lens, but claims the adapter does the job, and I agree. The skeptic of gimmicky doohickeys that I am, I actually found it to work better than I expected. In phase 1 of this review, let's cover some things that my contact listed that I feel are worth mentioning before you start reaching for your wallet. The maximum extension of the bayonet is 4.5mm, so for lenses 50mm and wider, you can achieve focus from closest to infinity using only the adapter's abilities. I set the Mitikon 50mm Speedmaster to infinity and found that to work perfectly fine, as it should. For lenses longer than 50mm, the 4.5mm range may not be enough to cover the whole range of focus. But simply enough to get around that, just manually pre-focus the lens roughly close, and Tecart's adapter should be able to autofocus the rest of the way for you. Without a Leica M lens longer than 50mm, I wasn't able to test this. Techart makes a claim that using a combination of manual focus and the 4.5mm range of the bayonet result in a wider focusing range, meaning that you can focus much closer than your lens's original spec. Let's find out. The Speedmaster should have a minimum focus distance of roughly 1 meter. To prove the point, we really only need to get closer than 1 meter. But how close can we get? It feels closer than 1 meter. It's definitely closer than 1 meter. To be exact, 19 inches. A final point before we get into my experience and some additional experimentation that I want to try. The adapter is not limited to Leica M only. Any mount with a flange longer than Leica M can be stacked with additional adapters, so M42, EF, F, FD, OM, PK, LR are all able to be adapted. Now we can take a look at some additional things I wanted to try right after you let me know in the comments below what lens mount you would want to adapt to. I wanted to see if the Techart TZM-02 could keep up with animal eye and human eye tracking, and honestly, I had low expectations simply because of the nature of how the adapter works. Obviously, it's not as instant or reliable as a native Z lens, but even at f.95, it actually does work. Cool! Don't push it with action though, because it's straight up not going to keep up. That's asking a bit much. I also decided to try it out using SnapBridge to take some self-portraits using my iPhone and screen record so you can see how it does. It's a little funky when my iris isn't visible, but hey, it works pretty good. Check out these edits. Overall, my experience with the Techart TZM-02 was a really fun one. In my opinion, it works better than Techart described, which I get it, delivering cautious expectations, that's a good marketing move. But more importantly, it worked better than I thought it would, and really just seems like a super fun and effective way to give new life to some of your old manual focus lenses. Techart, my friends, I only wish we would have found each other sooner before I found new homes for all of my old manual focus lenses. In a world where everyone is spewing opinions on whose camera strap is better, which strap locking button and latch is king, or what overpriced bag is going to be better at doing the exact same thing as a less expensive one, it's really nice to see a gadget that actually improves the fun factor of photography. If it's time for you to take a break from drooling over the latest lens, or speculating on the development of kite tracking, or kangaroo dancing and lingerie tracking, or whatever else they'll think of next, maybe the Techart TZM-02 would be a nice break in the paradigm of photography hypertech. A special thanks again to Techart for sending me the adapter and the lens. I'm Z Wade, the Z Wade, in Z Wade Photo, and we'll talk soon.